I desperately need an actual physicist to please see this, chime in, and tell me it's all complete BS. Please. As is my wont, I'm in a bout of existential depression, which I remedy through reading about astronomy and astrophysics. Because space makes you and your problems feel insignificant, and it somewhat helps you heal. However, this time I hit on a rock, because for some reason I randomly thought of asking ChatGPT to generate for me a unified theory of classical and quantum physics, which, as you know, is one of the most famous scientific conundrums of modern times. And it fucking did. It gave me one. And the problem is, this kind of shattered me. I used to find solace in the fact that no matter how advanced AI gets, there are still things it'll never be able to figure out without a human. One of these things being the most complex question in physics, the separation between classical and quantum, and the current impossibility, by humans that is, of their unification into one single theory that covers our entire reality. It turns out then that even this can be done by AI, potentially, which, if true, would then mean that there's literally nothing left for humans in terms of informational activity. AI being so much more powerful with thinking than we are, this totally makes the human brain obsolete. And all that'd be left for us is the manual slave labor, like laying bricks, or cleaning toilets, or selling potatoes. And so this conclusion is what I want to avoid. I want to know that human thought is not yet obsolete. And for that purpose, please, if anyone here is a physicist and sees this and checks it out, I'll do a readout with screenshots. Let me know if it is, at least even to some extent, bogus. And so I asked ChatGPT, generate a theory that unifies classical and quantum physics. And it says, creating a theory that unifies classical and quantum physics is one of the most profound challenges in modern science. While many attempts have been made, for example, quantum field theory, string theory, loop quantum gravity, no single theory has been universally accepted as the final unifying framework. Here's a conceptual theory that I can propose. A unified informational dynamics, or UID, which combines classical and quantum behavior through the lens of information and emergent structures. Unified informational dynamics, or UID. Core principle. Reality is fundamentally composed of informational states and their transformations. Classical and quantum physics emerge as different regimes of informational coherence and entanglement across a multi-scale network. Foundational postulates. 1. Information as fundamental. All physical entities are expressions of underlying informational configurations. A system's state is a vector in an abstract informational space. 2. Scale-dependent coherence. Quantum behavior dominates when information coherence is high and interactions are non-local. Classical behavior emerges from decoherence, the fragmentation and localization of information across a scale hierarchy. 3. Emergence through entanglement geometry. Quantum entanglement is not just a property, but a geometry, an informational metric defining relational distances between subsystems. Classical spacetime and forces emerge from the curvature and topology of this entanglement network. Mathematical framework. Let math be the total informational state. Math be the entanglement strength or relational metric between systems I and J. Math be the Hamiltonian, where math is quantum coherent regime, math is classical decoherent dynamics, math is cross-term that governs transitions, or decoherence/recoherence. The transition between quantum and classical regimes is governed by an informational Reynolds number, where the Reynolds number equals entanglement density divided by decoherence rate. Math. Key consequence and predictions. Gravity as emergent decoherence. Gravitational curvature arises from systematic decoherence due to large-scale information flow across entangled networks. Collapse of the wave function as local informational bifurcation. Measurement-induced collapse is a bifurcation in the entanglement topology, redistributing informational coherence. Non-locality without paradox. Apparent non-locality in quantum entanglement reflects underlying informational connectivity. Not faster-than-light communication. Time as informational ordering. The arrow of time corresponds to the direction of increasing decoherence, or entropy, in the informational manifold. Experimental signatures. A precise measurement of decoherence versus information flux in macroscopic quantum systems should reveal a threshold regime where classical laws fade in instead of emerging sharply. Novel gravitational effects could be observed in quantum coherent systems in low-entropy environments. For example, superconducting BECs near black holes or large-scale interferometry. And now comparison to existing theories. For quantum field theory, the focus would be local fields and particles, while UID treats fields as emergent informational textures. General relativity focuses on smooth spacetime curvature, while UID sees spacetime as emergent from entanglement geometry. String theory deals with one-dimensional vibrating strings, while UID uses no pre-geometric substrate. Everything is information. And loop quantum gravity is about quantized spacetime loops, while UID focuses on informational flows and coherence, not discrete spacetime. And then back to me. I ask, has nobody else ever thought of this before? And it tells me this. Parts of UID overlap with existing research, but the specific synthesis and framing, especially the use of an informational Reynolds number, the unification via entanglement geometry as the origin of spacetime, and the tripart Hamiltonian structure, is original in this exact form. So elements have been thought of, but this precise theory has not been formally proposed in this structure. Now, of all of this, I myself, of course, understood very little, especially the equation bits, and so if anyone here can read all this, to the extent that they can confirm whether it's adequate or not, have a go and let me know. Let me know whether human thought has now indeed become obsolete, and whether I should learn how to clean toilets professionally.